Every single day, regardless of what time I went to sleep or how late it is that I stayed up, I wake up at 3:53 a.m. and I'm doing push-ups by 3:57. There are always people who hear that and tell me that I am lying or there's no way that that's possible or I'm exaggerating or some shit along those lines. They have the same response when I say that I don't drink, that I don't smoke, that I don't go to the clubs or that I don't do drugs or go to bars or parties or anything along those lines. People respond like that's something that's completely impossible and out of the realm of reality and things that people are doing. And the problem that they have is that they see the world the way they see themselves. They don't believe that they can get up early. They don't believe that they can go through life sober. They don't believe that they can live their lives not chasing meaningless fun. And that is exactly what will prevent them from ever doing anything worthwhile. If you don't even believe that it's possible to get out of bed, what the fuck do you think that you are ever going to accomplish? If you don't believe that there's any way that it's possible that you can live your life without having to be intoxicated, what do you think you are ever going to accomplish? How are you going to do anything that's actually difficult when the idea of abstaining or simply waking up early seems to you like an insurmountable task? What are you going to do when met with real obstacles if you don't even believe that this little shit is possible to overcome? How are you going to go to the gym when you don't feel like it? How are you going to do all of the work that needs to be done in order to accomplish these goals that you tell yourself that you have? These things are actually difficult. These things actually take work. These things actually take dedication and effort and pushing through the times when you're feeling sad or feeling down or not feeling like doing some shit or whatever the fucking case may be. These are the things that actually require that. So if you see all of this simple shit as impossible, what the fuck kind of life do you think it is that you are going to have? But that is exactly the problem that the majority of the world has. And that's why people are so quick to assume that everyone else is lying about some shit or just sitting there trying to get, what is it they call it? Clout, some dumb shit like that. Because to them, these tasks are impossible. And they think that everyone is the same. They think that everyone who's doing better than them is the same as them. They just happen to be lucky or in a better position. They can't fathom that people are willing to do things that they aren't willing to do. And because they do these things, they assume that they are standard and commonplace in what it is that everyone has to be doing in order to live life, which is absolutely fucking false. But it is this limited ass worldview, this limited ass small minded perspective that prevents people from ever accomplishing these big dreams that they claim to have. It is these limited ass worldviews that prevents people from ever going out and trying to do some extraordinary shit because they think they could keep living the exact same lives that they've been living, that they could sleep however long it is that they want to and do whatever it is that they want to entertain themselves and spend their time the same way that they spend their time watching Netflix or going to the club or chasing around a bunch of random bitches or playing video games or watching nonsensical shit online or participating in gossip, watching sports, fantasy football, all of that random shit because they assume that that's what everybody else is doing as well. They assume that everyone else does the same shit with their time. That's why you hear people all the time with the, well, we don't all have the same 24 hours in the day. That's the stupidest fucking thing ever. Everyone absolutely does. People just don't know how to prioritize their time, and they assume or they believe and they convince themselves that other people can't possibly know how to prioritize their time either. Therefore, these other people must have some sort of advantage. But it's not that they have some sort of advantage. It's just that some people are willing to do the shit that you're not willing to do. Some people are willing to get out of bed when they're tired. Some people are willing to stay sober even though they're not feeling good, even though they're feeling down. They don't need to drown their problems out with pills and alcohol and weed and random other fucking substances to distract themselves from it because they don't believe that they need to feel good all of the time like you do. People don't believe that they need to have fun all of the time like you do. People don't believe that they need to unwind from shit after a long day or some shit like you do. People don't believe the things that you do. People don't live the way that you do. That's why you are not where it is that you are. Because you live the way that you live, you have created the life that you have created. Your habit is a product of your habitat. Excuse me. Your habitat is a product of your, damn, this is my own fucking saying. I'm fucking it up. Hold on. Your habits created your habitat. The world that you live in is a result of all of the actions that you've taken, the way that you think, and the way that you look at things. Until you change that, you are always going to be exactly where it is that you are, thinking it's impossible to do things that are not only very doable, but very simple. None of this shit is actually that fucking complicated. It's not that hard or that difficult or that elaborate to get ahead and to do all of these things and to make money and to get in shape and to have better relationships and to increase your overall standard and quality of living. None of these things are that complicated. People just don't want to do that shit because they try and pacify and placate. That's the same thing. Thought of all that shit, just say the exact same shit. Anyway, they try to placate themselves with these nonsensical ass ideas that nobody is really doing anything that they're not doing, because to them, waking up early is an insurmountable task. Therefore, no one is truly doing it, because to them, working, even though they're feeling burnt out, is not something that's possible. Nobody is really doing it. It's all a bunch of bullshit. And the stories that you tell yourself and the things that you believe are possible are going to dictate what it is that is truly possible. If you don't believe things are achievable, you're never going to fucking achieve them. If you don't believe things can be accomplished, you are never going to accomplish that shit. Not because it's actually impossible to accomplish, but because you have made it impossible for you to accomplish by the view that you have taken on it. Change your perspective, you change your life. As long as you keep looking at things the way that you've been looking at things, you're going to keep living the way that you've been living.